So we're already seeing it. It's about to get much worse. There is going to be a coronavirus vaccine disinformation war that is going to make the measles vaccine disinformation seem like child's play. And we're already seeing it. Bill Gates conspiracy theories, conspiracy theories that the coronavirus itself was a man-made plan to create a pretext to give everybody a vaccine so you can, insert your conspiracy theory, sterilization, population control, whatever. I'm not going to give you every example, but we've seen it all. And we now have, as I told you earlier, very encouraging developments on a number of new vaccines, most recently from Moderna. Moderna announcing in an early trial of their vaccine, everybody who got the vaccine generated antibodies at or greater than the level that a natural coronavirus recovery generates. Phase 3 set to start in July, all good news. But meanwhile, the coronavirus vaccine disinformation war is already scaling up. Before we get the vaccine, we are going to have virally spreading propaganda about the vaccine. There's the stuff in that bogus documentary Plandemic from a couple of weeks ago. You've got a lot of pseudoscience around coronavirus already, 5G conspiracy theories tied to coronavirus. You've got the president wondering about injecting bleach and Lysol, Dr. Fauci pulled into all sorts of conspiracies, and on and on and on. And there's a really good piece in the New York Times by Kevin Roose, which suggests this is just the beginning of the propaganda fight around the coronavirus vaccine. He says there will be a very loud movement that is going to try to convince the public that the eventual coronavirus vaccine or vaccines are dangerous, they are lethal, they are bad for you, they are a menace, they are part of all sorts of horrible conspiracies involving governments or elites or Bill Gates or whoever. And the important thing to understand is that they only need to convince some people to potentially prevent herd immunity. And they only need to convince some people to create absolute havoc. Just look at what they've done with measles and the outbreaks that have been caused over the last few years. We know that this is going to happen, particularly because of the urgency of this vaccine. So we know we may have shortened observation periods, surveillance periods for people who have received the vaccine. And we would do that safely in the sense that it would be done with vaccines already proven to be safe. The question would be, well, normally you might want to confirm that the vaccine gives you immunity for a year. After 6 months, we might say, listen, it gives 6 months of immunity. Let's start giving it to people. That is going to be used by the anti-vaxxers to argue it's not been tested. The testing has been short-circuited. It's a wild experiment. So that's one layer that we can expect. Number two, we know that to really produce the vaccine at scale and get to billions of doses, organizations like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation will almost certainly have to be involved. They are already the targets of anti-vax activists, and they've been the targets for a long time. Sometimes it's Bill Gates wants to profit from the vaccine. Sometimes it's Bill Gates wants to control the population with a vaccine. And then number three, as Kevin Roose points out, we might have a period after the vaccine is available where airlines might say, listen, to fly with us, you need a certificate of vaccination. This would not be a government mandated vaccine. It would be a private company like JetBlue might say, our rule is for safety, we require a vaccine certificate. This will explode in the anti-vax movement because mandatory vaccination has been one of their talking points for a long time. Now, of course, vaccination, if you want to fly JetBlue, is very different than the government is forcing everybody to get a vaccine. So the point is, this is going to be a fight, and it's going to go beyond the normal recesses of the internet. You know, we're used to natural medicine websites and this sort of thing doing anti-vax stuff. But my prediction is that the coronavirus anti-vax propaganda is going to have wider distribution than just those enclaves on the internet. So what we need to do, and what Kevin Roose says in his New York Times article needs to happen, is that the pro-vaccine movement, which we call science and medicine, needs to mobilize now. Science about vaccines needs to be disseminated. And in our system, being proactive is rarely rewarded. Being proactive is rarely done. So I'm skeptical that there will be any such coherent effort. But it's important that it be done, and we're going to continue doing it. Hey, Monday, we've got a huge Memorial Day membership special. The show is going to be off on Memorial Day. What with coronavirus, since we're all just stuck at home, we've not had an off day for something like 4 months or so, or even longer. We are taking Monday off. We are going to do a one-day Memorial Day membership special. It's going to be an unconscionable discount. Attorneys general are beating down my door saying, David, don't do it. It's too big of a discount, but we're going to do it anyway. To be notified about this great membership discount on Monday, Memorial Day, just get on our mailing list. Sign up for the mailing list at davidpakman.com. We'll take a quick break. Let me know what you think about the vaccine trials and propaganda on Twitter, where you can find me at dpakman.